on. You literally do not have any understanding of how hard you are getting fucked right now. You're getting fucked on both ends, okay? So no, I don't care. I don't care about standpoint theory. This is not a fucking liberal stream, okay? There is no bodies in spaces happening here. You can't just come in here and be like, oh no, I was a Venezuelan. This is great, actually. I don't care, okay? Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck do you think this is for? Who? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't care about your perspective at all. I care about this as an American citizen. Why the fuck are we wasting money on this shit so that, I don't know, ExxonMobil can control the entire oil production, okay? So that the United States of America can have a fucking significant upper hand in negotiations against China in the heavy crude refinery side of things, so that America can have an even harder leverage position against Canada, which is getting oil from Venezuela, China that's getting oil from Venezuela. That's great for you as a Venezuelan. This is going to improve your life, you think? It's not, you know? Congratulations. I'm really happy that the American State Department is advancing its fucking goals, okay? And they're not even making a big show of it, right? They're just lying. Everybody understands that they're lying. Like, oh, this is about drug deals, okay? This is because Venezuelans are actually trafficking drugs into the country. It's so stupid that even the average American didn't believe it. You know, 70% of the country didn't want this to happen. Obviously, now that it has happened, 70% of the country will actually get excited that it did happen. Let's be real. A lot of people are dumb fuck, servile little hogs. But everything is a lie, you know? Everything is a fucking lie. They're saying, it's just... They say it's America first. It's not exactly America first. It's mostly America last. It's American capitalist first. That's for sure. You know? And the irony is Trump also very clearly keeps stating his desires. He's like, that's my oil. I want it. Okay? And there are still motherfuckers who are sitting around being like, excuse me. This is actually a real revolution.
What is your message to the people of Venezuela today? Of course, the civilian population.
Hassan is just radical left-wing. Trump will never do nothing in his takes. Hassan should go back to his sand country and talk about it. Leaders, the way he talks about Trump, he will be dead. Again, you're coping. You're coping maximum style. You're coping because the boot is lodged so far up your asshole that you've actually begun to enjoy the taste of it in your mouth. Okay? It's lodged so far up your asshole that it's actually coming out of your mouth right now, the boot. You don't win anything here, okay? You don't win anything here. And I've said this over and over again. You don't win anything when we bomb Yemen. You don't actually win anything when we bomb Caracas. You don't win anything when a new puppet is installed in Venezuela. You don't win anything at all.
To our country should never be forgotten.
European hours have cooked us, not gonna lie, bunch of LARPers. Yeah, that's another one of the funniest. I think the thing I respect the least is a European, a Euro cuck that actually LARPs as an American MAGA guy. I have no respect for you. European liberals, at the very least, have the dignity not to do shit like that. So if you're a European, if you're a Euroid cuck that LARPs as a MAGA guy, like you're like, I'm a European nationalist, like, and I love Donald Trump, you are the most servile, peasant-minded moron that I've ever encountered. Okay? Straight up. You have been one-shotted by the worst propaganda of all time. No cool outfits, no nothing. Just a fucking self-interested, narcissistic moron who is more invested in ensuring that the pedophilic elite continue drawing super profits for both him and his besties. Okay? It doesn't help you at all. Europe gets shafted every step of the fucking way, and you're over here LARPing like you're a part of the American patriotic movement when the American patriots aren't even getting anything out of this either.
In Venezuela, and the biggest beneficiary are going to be the people of Venezuela. And also, I can't stress this strongly enough. The people that got thrown out of Venezuela that are now in the United States,
Yeah,
and
now he's
frankly,
threatening
some want to
Colombia,
stay, and
now
some
he's
probably
threatening
want to go
Mexico.
back. Yeah.
So, Mr. President, what's being done to protect Americans in the country, and were any of the detained Americans
Well, right now they're
arrested
very
last
protected because nobody's going to mess with us. They're very protected. The people of, and we let them know that you better not touch one of them.
night? Are you concerned that bad elements of the Maduro regime will remain in place?
Well, we know who they are. We're on them, and they're acting much differently now than they would have acted 2 days ago.
And what can you
Okay,
say
wait,
about
behind you, please.
Mr. President, why is running a country in South America America?
Well, I think it is because we want to surround ourselves with good neighbors. We want to surround ourselves with stability. We want to surround ourselves with energy. We have tremendous energy in that country. It's very important that we protect it. We
Did
need
you
that
catch
for
him saying
ourselves.
he's
We need that
confident
for the
Maduro's
world.
vice president will
And
help
we wanna make
make
sure we can
Venezuela great
protect
again?
it.
Yeah, I think. Oh,
Yes, sir,
so
please.
that actually changes the calculation a little bit. That means Ukraine is
It's
fucked.
an interesting
Okay,
case.
I mean Ukraine was already fucked, but Ukraine is actually omega fucked. That
The
means
system has not
that
been a very good one for Cuba.
there's a
Cuba
likelihood that
suffered
this
for
was
many
like
years.
a deal
And
that
I
they
think
designed with
Cuba's gonna
Russia.
be
You know,
something
you
we'll
do
end up
whatever the
talking
fuck you
about
want in
because Cuba
Ukraine.
was a
You rape and
failing
pillage Ukraine all day,
nation,
every
a very
day.
badly failing
We take
nation.
Venezuela.
And we want to help
You
the
know,
people of- it's very similar.
a
in
little
the
bit
sense
of
that we want to help
of
the
a
people
side
Cuba,
deal there.
But we want to also help the people that were forced out of Cuba.
Because the VP,
living
if I'm
in
not
this country.
mistaken,
Do you
I
wanna
think
say
the
something
vice
about
president
that,
is
Mark?
currently in Russia, right?
I just gave you a statement a few minutes ago about, when the president speaks, you should take him seriously. So suffice it to say, Cuba is a disaster. It's run by incompetent.
A foreign nation state's leader going to do for my grocery prices, right? Like, am I actually benefiting from this? If you want to do that super selfish calculation, do the super selfish calculation, right?
Yeah, look, if I lived in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned, at least a little
Are you
bit.
cutting off the oil flow to Cuba from Venezuela?
Well, the president already announced a week ago that anything that's sanctioned,
Hassan, I've been having deja
sanctioned
vu,
oil,
but he's older.
it's not going to be allowed to get there. So that's an
The answer is yes.
Mr. President,
Is the U.S. aware of the location of opposition leader Machado, and have you been in contact with her?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Mr. President,
how many hesitations about Machado as the
Mr.
next leader?
President, on Monday,
Oh, I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect to be
Mr.
the
President,
Is it possible that the U.S. ends up administrating Venezuela for years?
Oh,
You know,
shit.
Well, it won't cost us anything because the money coming out of the ground is very substantial. So it's not going to cost us anything.
Oh,
We will.
no. Okay,
We want
so
safety
they
there.
might have
We wanna
actually
be
cut a deal
surrounded
with
by
Russia then.
Countries that aren't
Oh
housing
my
all
God,
of
they
our
might have
enemies
actually.
all over the world. That's what that was happening.
Okay,
And
never mind.
You don't want to have that, but we're going to be rebuilding, and we're not spending money. The oil
So what?
companies
They're
are
just
gonna
they
go
just
and
cut a
spend
deal
money.
with the fucking military hardliners, the party hardliners, the military, and like Maduro's vice
lot of money
president. Is
coming
that
out
what
of
it
the
is?
ground. We're gonna get
And
reimbursed
Maduro's
for all of that.
VP
We're
is
gonna get reimbursed for
is
everything that we spend. So it's going to be. It's going to be a very important. It's going to be a very important. This is a very big evening that took place last night. We have to be surrounded by safe, secure countries, and we also have to have energy. Very important. We have to have energy that's real energy, not where they're getting 4% and 5% of the energy out of the ground. You take a look. It was such a disaster. So what's
well,
going
my
to
God,
happen
the money
with
coming out of the ground
Venezuela,
will
I think, over the
ground
next
will
period
fund
of a
running the
year
country.
is gonna be a
Americans,
great
when you
thing.
enjoy
And
your
the
treats, you
people
are
of
benefiting from this
Venezuela will be the
empire.
biggest
On some level, you're complicit in this. It's so funny to say this because that unironically is the argument that like
Mr. President, thank you.
that's the argument that like third worldists obviously present, and it's understandable for them to say it. But that's also the copium from the right-wing Trump supporters as well, where they're like, no, we actually do benefit from this. Come on, think about it. And it's like, no, you don't. Okay? Like, they don't. It's just only the super, super wealthy. It's not going to have any significant benefit for the average American living in like West Virginia. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. They think that, and they're going to cope about it, and they're going to keep saying like, oh, it's actually fucking dope, dude. Oil prices are going to stabilize, actually. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's like, oh, really? Because it doesn't seem like the rest of the inflation is pegged to the fucking barrel of oil prices anyway. So it kind of doesn't feel like it because you haven't really been experiencing those price drops that you thought were coming when Donald Trump finally, I don't know, deported enough Guatemalans or whatever.
He was the head of the country. He was persecuted very unfairly. And there are a number of them. And we felt that it was a very unfair situation that happened to him. He's also a party member of the man who won. So obviously the people liked what I did. And one of the reasons that was done is because of the fact that the party in power felt very strongly that that man was treated very badly. I studied it very quickly, and then I studied it in great detail. I went to a lot of the people standing behind me, and they felt that that man was persecuted.
What? I'm not taking sides here, but overdose deaths have gone down in the States since 2024. While it's not all from Venezuela, but also the border. Brother, you're not taking sides here, but you are stupid because, one, overdose deaths went down in 2024 under the Biden administration. And the only reason why they actually went down is because of all of the fucking initiatives that I am the only one who fucking seemingly talked about. No one in the mainstream media really did. But because of the Biden administration's actions in terms of fucking safe needle sites and harm reduction initiatives, which ironically enough, Fox News regularly railed against and said was bad and wrong. So none of that actually matters because most Americans are fucking stupid. And mass availability of Narcan is another major point here as well. Biden did do that. The administration actually didn't really celebrate it at all, didn't even talk about it at all because they're fucking stupid, like the Biden administration is. The Democrats were so dumb that they didn't even bring that up as a talking point ever because they were too afraid. They were too afraid of the Republicans consistently saying, "Oh, you're giving homeless drug addicts free heroin. You're giving homeless drug addicts free heroin." Yeah, guess what? Harm reduction seemingly was the only initiative that was actually successful in combating opioid deaths and overdoses in general. But of course, no one will ever have that conversation, and people like yourself will imagine that it's because they closed the border down somehow, and that's the reason why drugs are no longer killing people at the same rate.
So I only give 1/4. I thought the easiest one of the easier ones would be Russia, Ukraine. It's not. And they both have done some pretty bad things. And look, that's Biden's war. That's not my war.
All that stuff started in 2017, so you're so wrong, spreading misinformation.
It was 27.
Wait, what?
27,000 the month before. 30,000.
You think it's not because
of
the extra fucking harm reduction initiatives that were railed against by the Republicans?
I got NATO to pay
needles
5%
and safe injections
instead of the 2% that they weren't paying. They weren't paying 2, now they pay 5. And we send them
Narcan mass availability, all this stuff,
missiles and various other things, a lot. And they pay. The United States is not losing money. We're probably making money on that. It's the last thing I care about. I just want to stop all those people. We're losing 25, 30,000 human
what did
beings
my sex panther,
that come
Hakeem
from
Jeffries,
two places
say?
That are very far away. But if I can stop, because it's something I've been pretty good at doing, deals, I guess. It's all a deal. Life is a big deal. But if I can stop that war and stop 30,000 young people, in addition to the fact that people are being killed in Kiev, people are being killed in other cities throughout, a much smaller number, but they're being killed, viciously killed. So I'm not happy about it. I thought that would be something that would get solved. We have Mr. Witkoff here. I think that we're making progress, but that's a war that should have never happened. If I were president, it would have never happened. Putin says it. Everybody says it. If I were president, that would have never happened. But I inherited that war. That was Joe Biden, Zelensky, and Putin. I came into the killed. So I'm not happy about it. I thought